Welcome to the Whatever Podcast. I'm Erica.
I'm Annabelle.
I'm American.
I am not.
We are coming to you live from a early for me, Sunday morning. This is late for Annabelle. She's usually up at the crack. Actually, not even the crack of dawn.
I got to sleep in this morning. It was
that's
nice.
Good. So she's sitting here, very British with her tea. I'm sitting here, I don't know, with my water. And we're ready to give you episode 3 of our podcast. Let's get into it. All right, Annabelle, last time you told me that you are quitting caffeine, temporarily quitting caffeine or permanently. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, so I'm basically doing this elimination nutrition situation, trying to figure out some health issues, what's going on. And a way to do that is basically just cut out everything and then slowly add it in. And one of the main things is caffeine. And I have been very heavily in love with caffeine since I was about 15 years old, and my mom got like one of those fancy espresso makers at home.
Yeah.
And she would have so much fun with it, like making all the lattes. So like every morning before high school, she'd like make me a latte. And I remember she like went out of town and like I would use her espresso machine. I didn't know that espresso was like only supposed to be like an inch.
Yeah.
And so I would just keep hitting the button until I had a full glass. I wake up in the morning, I chug a cup of coffee, not even for the taste, but just for the caffeine on my way to work. And then about halfway through my shift, I'll either have another cup of coffee or some kind of energy drink. Before my workout, I'll drink either pre-workout or an energy drink. And then about mid-afternoon, I'll go for another coffee. And then depending on what I'm doing that evening, I'll have another coffee. And then I'm also just like a very social drinker, coffee-wise. So like anytime I want to like hang out with a new friend or an old friend or just do homework or whatever it is, I'm like, let's get coffee. That's just the automatic thing. Anyway, just to summarize, my life revolves around coffee. And for a while now, I'm like, I think it's bad that I generally don't think I could live without it. This should probably stop. So I decided to go cold turkey 3 days ago. And
you didn't even ease out of it. Sorry.
No, I basically stopped reading before the chapter about easing off. So I quit everything cold turkey. And the first day I was just really tired. And even though I got like 8 hours of sleep, fell asleep at 7 p.m., woke up the next day, took a 3-hour nap, so tired all day. And I was like, you know what? How do normal people do this? And then yesterday, had 4 hours of sleep, woke up, went to the gym, came home, fell asleep for 3 hours. And then John picked me up. We were going to go hang out with some friends. And I was so angry. Like genuinely angry, and I was screaming at him in the car. I was like, I need caffeine. We need to find a Starbucks. We need to do something. So basically, I got matcha. I didn't get coffee.
Oh, good for you.
Basically, there's like matcha, white teas. There's some things that are like very low in milligrams of caffeine that you can use to ease off. Whereas, so that's why I'm drinking like white tea right now. Whereas before yesterday, I just had nothing, and my shoulders hurt, my neck hurt. I had a migraine. I was covering myself in all the essential oils, trying to make it stop. And I was just so angry. And the whole time I was like, how do normal people live life?
I feel like I can't, like my morning feels off if I don't have something like in my hand.
Yeah, like I honestly would have just drank hot water right now. Like I think that would have just been very comforting to me just to have like
I don't know.
Cozy
I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm on that same page. I would still hate drinking hot water. I'll take vape at this point. I wasn't trying to say vape. I was trying to say whatever. Steam.
Smell of coffee?
No, I was just trying to say vapor, but I said
I do a vape.
I take vape.
Replace one addiction with another.
No, I meant vapor. I'm so tired, guys. Listen, this early morning thing. I was going to say this early morning thing is not for me, but I take that back because, the getting up out of bed's the hardest part. And then I feel like once you're up out of the bed, you're like, oh, this is going to be a great day. Yes. Unless you're me this week. This week actually really sucked for me. This is the worst week ever, but other than that.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I got socked in the face. I mean,
socked?
Hit. No.
I'm picturing, did you ever watch iCarly?
Yeah, the butter socks.
I was literally picturing you getting butter socked in the face.
I felt like it. So all that to say, I had whatever. I can be honest on here. I had probably the worst week I've had in a very long time. Not a fun time, with some personal stuff I'm working through and just a lot going on. It all so it was already like the week had already metaphorically been hitting me in the face. And then I went to Muay Thai this past Friday. Friday is fight night where you spar. And
You're so cool.
I went, and the rule is if you're not wearing headgear, you don't hit people in the head. Okay. Without permission. Okay. So I said, okay. I am, and I've said this, like, I say this casually, but with enough frequency where I'm like, I actually really mean it. I am so motivated by not getting hit in my face. I don't know what it is. And I kind of am scared to reveal that to public knowledge because I feel like that's really something major someone can hold over me. But I am mortified. I just, my whole life, I've been I don't know where it stemmed from. I just remember one specific incident in like middle school. I was at a camp and we were playing dodgeball. And I turned away because when it called my name, when I turned back, the ball was coming at my face. Like I saw it. It was like in a split second. And so after that, and I was so embarrassed because everyone laughed after they made sure I was okay. But I was, mortified. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm so motivated by not getting hit in my face. So whatever, I go. And there was 3 rounds, and each round they switched people. The first round was with like an advanced student. He's super nice. Name's Rob, nicest guy in the world. Second guy, Andy, also nicest guy in the world. They're both like the most patient, like chill people. Third person, I'd never fought him before, and he's like spry. Like he is fast. He is like he's quick. He's quick with it, and I was like mortified. And so I'm not wearing headgear. I'm wearing a mouthpiece, like a mouth guard. He's not wearing headgear, but he's an advanced student. I'm telling you, this guy is like a gazelle. He's like graceful. He hops around, and he's like the first person that's like a little taller than me and like lanky. He's like pretty much my exact body type, but a guy and a little taller. And he's muscular because he does it all the time. And so we're fighting, and he's like, I don't know if he didn't know the rule or he was really just trying to get me amped up. But I remember the first punch he threw towards my face. I was like, man, that was kind of close to my face. And then the second one hit my face.
On purpose?
Yeah, we're fighting. But he didn't know. It wasn't super hard, but it was hard enough for me to be like, oof, okay. And then I was like, let's not do that again in my head. And then he threw a kick at my head because he can kick high. Again, this is the first
flexible.
time. He's very, yeah, that's what I'm saying. People, when you do like Muay Thai stuff, you have to be. You practice kicks on the bag, increasing in height, decreasing in height, different levels of things, whatever. And, this is the first time it's ever happened to me. I've been doing this for like 4 months now. Ever happened to me. So I just wasn't prepared for it. I'd never experienced it before. So it was just literally the first time ever. And I proceeded to get hit in my face probably 4 more times after that. Either a kick to the head or straight up punched in my face, which is just the most demoralizing. It's like such an intimate, I don't know what it is about it. I don't know what it is about it. I just was so mad. And so then it's funny because like I record myself and I do these things so I can learn. You see me get so defeated and I like throw like a sissy punch as I'm upset and I walk off screen and I walk back in a different person. I was so angry. I like walked out, defeated, walked in and just started kicking the crap out of it. I didn't do much because he's an advanced dude, but for me, it was a lot. And so then I was just like, man, I was so angry. It was the last 10 seconds. I was so angry. But yes.
He was probably like, dang, last time I messed with this girl.
No, absolutely not. He probably was like, man, that was cute. Good try. Because it was compared to what he can do, it was like nothing.
Oh my gosh. Did it hurt?
Emotionally it did. Yeah.
Gosh,
in my soul, it did.
I always think it's interesting because whenever you talk about Muay Thai, it's so funny because like if anyone would walk up halfway through the conversation, it sounds so strange because you're like, I just wanted that person to kick me as hard as they could and they wouldn't do it. And it's like out of context, it's like, what are you talking about?
Well, it's funny because like Juan the other day, my coworker's name's Juan, he's one of my best friends. I told him, I'm like, hey, kick me as hard as you can in like the arm. Because I'm learning how to block right now. I learned how to block. And so he was like, if I kick you, yeah. In normal situation sounds dumb. But he's like, if I kick you, I could break your arm. And I was like, no, you couldn't. And he's like, do you know how hard I can kick? And I said, do you know I know how to block? It doesn't matter how hard you kick. If I can block it properly, it doesn't really matter how hard you can kick. That weak theory, but in the theory, in my head, it works. And so he kept kicking me. He was like, that's like 20%. I'm like, okay, kick me at like 50. He's like, no, I don't want to hurt you. And I'm like, boy. Oh, I'm like, I have grown men kick me every day. Like, this is nothing. But anyway, so in that class.
Just walk up to coworkers, hey, kick me.
Oh, yeah. I teach them how to kick. We have fun times. I do like my little stretching exercises for my feet so I can turn them more. My friend looked like a ballerina yesterday. But anyway, at the end of that class, so whatever, after I got hit in the face, we stood in a circle. My coach, he's the best coach in the world. I really love my gym. I love my coach. I love my class. Everyone. It was just the situation was just personal to me because I just, again, don't like getting hit in the face, which I need to work on because I am in a fighting class. But he put us all in a circle and he was like, hey guys, this is for fun. This is to learn, like how would we feel? What did you guys learn today? And there's 3 other people. It was me and 2 other people that were like the like basic people trying to get into the advanced class. So what's this girl? She's awesome. She's like, I think she was like a brown belt in karate. She did karate for years. She's like 12 years old. She's like little. Wow. She's great though. She's awesome. She hypes me up. She's like, I learned this, and that. Then he gets to a guy like my age, about my age, maybe a little younger. And he's like, oh, I learned this, and that. And he gets to me and he's like, all right. So like, Erica, how'd you feel? What did you learn? And I just shrug my shoulders and I start bawling. I start crying. Oh. And then one of the advanced, he's such a tough guy, but he's so nice. He's like the nicest person in the world. He like took off his glove and came like gave me a hug and he's like, you need to stop beating yourself up. It's like, okay. And I'm like, oh man, now it's like a scene. I'm like crying, whatever. And then my coach came after and gave me this huge like pep talk thing that also doubled as an application to life because that's a very boxing thing. It's like you learn something in class and it applies to life at the same time.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was nice. But yeah, I definitely didn't like getting hit in the face. That sucked.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Tell our listeners 3 reasons why they should box.
3 people why they should box.
3 reasons.
It's different every time. There's some sort of self-defense mechanism to it, like self-defense portion of it. So like you can hold your own. And just mentally, the discipline. I think the discipline of it all, moving around and learning that you can really go farther than you think you can. Usually when you think you're at your limit, you have like 50% more to give, really. It's just getting past that point. So I think I don't know, for me in life, that's a big deal. Like my limit's actually my limit. I actually have more to go, even though I think I might. But then when I hit my limit, which this week, that's why it was hard for me, is like I hit my limit. Like I had gone to my point. I pushed the 50% past. And then I was like, I actually don't have more to give this week. I don't have any more to give. I'm actually over where I thought I could stop. So, but yeah, I love boxing, MMA, stuff like that, kickboxing, stuff like that.
I think it's so interesting. We were in a meeting a few weeks ago and the speaker was saying that when you feel like you literally have nothing left, you still have like 60%.
Oh, that's actually probably where I got it from then.
Yeah, and it's like, I wonder if that's true, like physically. Like, I know he was saying that like mentally, spiritually, like when you feel completely exhausted and drained, you still have 60% in you, which is a huge percent.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder if that is like physically too. Like in a boxing, are they called like matches?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a boxing match, like if you do feel completely defeated, like do you still have that 60% in you?
Yes, I think that's true. It's funny because most of the classes are like people, I mean, we do like planks for like however many minutes. And he does this thing where he puts us all in a circle and you have to get in the plank position and you have to hold the plank position until every person in the circle has gotten up, hopped over every single person and laid back down.
Nice.
It's like but it's like when you see it coming, like people know when it's coming and everyone's just like, oh no, it's happening. But it's funny because like he'll walk around and people will start to drop and he's like, get back up. It's just a mental thing.
Yeah, it's mental toughness.
Yeah. And I realize he's right. Like a lot, like when I made myself push past, like even just like extending my legs, like flexibility stuff while we lay on the ground, we have to do bicycle kicks. I used to like bend my knees. And then I'm like, I can actually, to make it easier for me. And I'm like, I can actually extend my legs out and then do, like, I don't know. Yeah. It's just like little things, whatever.
Have you ever heard of that, like 70 Hard? I might be messing up the name. It's basically like this mental toughness program where it's like this challenge where it's 70 days. You choose any kind of like nutritional lifestyle. You do 2 workouts a day. 1 has to be outside. And you have to take a progress picture every single day. And every day that you like cheat or don't do it, you start from day 1 again. And it's like not even necessarily like about like your physical shape or nutrition or anything like that. It's literally for mental toughness.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you can go 70 days without breaking this, then like you are mentally tough.
I feel like I would fail that program every 5 seconds.
I would do, but like to start at day 1, like
yeah, you mentioned the day 37.
So good conditioning for your brain. We should try it.
Do people actually finish the program?
I don't know. I've heard a couple people do it. I've seen a few people on Instagram post that they're doing it, and they'll be like, day 16, day 1. And I'm like, no.
See, that's like...
You'll like see that. And so it's like that much more accountability because she's like posting on her story every single day. But yeah, I've heard a few people try it.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm not mentally tough. I just feel like life changes, especially right now. Life is so unpredictable with things.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to, and whatever. I sound like a sissy because I'm like, oh, it's kind of hard to like.
Well, if you're on a 3-day shoot, you can't not have 6 Red Bulls and also do 2 outdoor workouts.
Well, yes, that's true. I think for me, it's just like, so if it was like 30 days or like even 50, I'd be like, okay, 70.
Commitment.
That's really like 2 months. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or I don't know. I'm sure people have done it and they're probably not listening to this because they're out doing whatever with their life that's way more disciplined, way more useful to their time than sit and listen to me talk for half an hour with Annabelle. But anyway, I just, yeah. Have you ever taken the like color personality thing? The like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite thing about?
No.
Okay. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so what's your favorite color and why?
Pink.
And why?
It's pretty.
Okay, and like if pink had a personality, what would it be?
Happy.
Okay, and then what's your favorite animal?
Sheep.
Why?
Because I love sheep. I used to have sheep.
And then like what about them? Like
they're just really dumb, and so it's really like you can't not love them. They're just so dumb.
Okay. And then like if sheep had if sheep were to have a job, like what kind of job do you think a sheep would have? Like in like real life,
like
if a sheep was a person, yeah.
I don't want to say something offensive.
No, just say it.
I was gonna say like a bagger at a grocery store.
No, okay, that's fine. It's all it's so funny. And then like what's your favorite thing about nature and why?
My favorite thing about nature?
Yeah, like the beach, mountains, stars in the sky, trees, like
all of it, because it's like you can be in God's creation and literally see firsthand everything that he's made.
All right, that's good. Okay, so so the color is how you want people to perceive you. So pretty and happy.
That's weird.
The second one is poor John. It's how what you see in like your future relationship or what you want in a relationship, how you see your significant other to be. So dumb.
Oh.
You've had him before.
John, I don't
you love,
think
but
you're
you
dumb.
love him. But
I do love you, but you are not dumb. You are not like a sheep.
And then the last one, but yours is pretty spot on. It's like your relationship with God. Like, what's your favorite thing about your relationship with God? Yeah. Mine, I said red because it's sassy and classy depending on the situation you're in.
Wait, that is so you.
Is it?
Yes.
Thank God. The second one, I said a giraffe because they're tall. I feel like you just hug your neck, you just be comforted. And I was like, oh.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. And then the third one I said the stars because like space, because no matter how much you learn about it, there's still so much more to learn about. Like you can't run out of things to learn about it.
That's really
very
cool.
profound if you think about it. It's the most profound thing I've ever done.
You're so deep.
Nah.
That's one of the things makes you an incredible person. I feel like there's always like another layer deeper.
That's so nice. I don't really feel like
Very
that,
wise.
especially this week. Don't feel like that, but it's okay. We're thriving. I heard that you had a scare in your car this week.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think we've all had near-death experiences before. Mine was nearer. Mine was nearer. I don't care what your near-death experience was. Mine was nearer. I'm just driving home from work, living my best life, listening to some tunes, if you will. And here I am just driving, and I'm probably 5 minutes from my house, and out of my right peripherals, I see a spider drop from the like ceiling of the door of my car. And it has built this whole web.
No.
And it releases and it just slowly lowers down and lands on the seat next to me. And I immediately start panicking. So I don't know how you feel about spiders. I'm never one where I'm like, oh, I'm scared of spiders.
I have like 3 pet ones, so
that's messed up.
I know.
Like
She's
running
like,
out of the room.
Don't even joke around.
But for some reason, I was filled with so much fear and anxiety. And it was like, it wasn't big. It was probably like 3 inches.
The way you're...
But it was like thick and like gray. And I don't know spiders. Like
that sounds like a wolf spider.
I don't know what that means.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. Oh, they're very poisonous and very dangerous.
Oh my goodness. And so I just start panicking and I start reaching for anything to like kill it with. But keep in mind, I am driving. And I am not the best driver as it is, so I need all focus and attention on the road. And so I'm like panicking. I'm like looking right, looking straight forward. But every time I look straight forward to keep looking at the road, I'd look back and he was gone and he was somewhere else. And he would like literally, like Spider-Man style, kept shooting webs and flying across my car. So he went from like my dashboard to the roof to the seat next to me. Like I did not know where he was going. And so I was freaking out because I was like, if he lands on me, like I will wreck my car.
How do you know it was a he?
You know, that's a great question.
Is it the personality he had? Was it just like, oh, that's definitely a dude?
Maybe he made me feel intimidated. I don't know. I feel like, wow,
he didn't listen to you.
For being sexist.
He didn't listen to you. He really wanted to hang out with the boys. That's why he was trying to get out of the car.
So then it's like, it proceeds to do this.
No, he could be a he. I just didn't know if you had a reasoning why. But
I'm like panicking because I'm trying to drive steady. Yeah. But at the same time, I need to get home so I can kill this thing. But I also have long hair. And so my hair kept like brushing against my arm. And every time I did that, I would swerve because I thought the feeling of my hair was the spider landing on me. And I was just filled with so much panic. And I hadn't had any caffeine. And it was just a really bad combination. And anyway, so I finally got home, parked my car, got out, and I could not find the spider anywhere.
That's kind of terrifying because there's no end to the story.
No, and I was convinced that I was going to wake up and go to my car the next morning and there was just going to be a family. Because that's one of my biggest fears of killing spiders is that their whole family is then going to come after me. And it's going to be like their children and their children and their children's children.
Oh, God.
It's going to come after me just angry because I killed their beloved leader or father.
What was that statistic that I'm looking it up about people swallowing spiders? People
swallowing apparently you swallow like 10 spiders a year or something.
Isn't true. Not even close.
Oh, praise the Lord.
It says in your life. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, it's fiction. Yikes. I'm glad that's fiction.
We're just being Mythbusters out here.
I know. They said it's fake news.
That makes me happy.
I hate spiders. I don't understand. Like, I remember when Billie Eilish started getting huge. She did a lot. I mean, she has a pet tarantula, but she had that thing where she would have a spider in her mouth and it'll crawl out of her mouth like the tarantula.
No.
And I'm like, I just don't know how you had the willpower, one, to let it into your mouth and hold it there and let it kick around for a little bit in your mouth. It was just so weird. I remember one time I had to go take my car to get fixed at a dealership, and my friend he came and picked me up from the dealership to bring us to work because we work at the same place. And we're in the car and we're driving, and he starts freaking out. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, Erica, there's a huge spider in the thing." And I'm like, "Man, stop being such a sissy. What is it, daddy long?" Like, he's like, "No, it's huge." And I'm looking over. I can't see what he sees. It's like outside of the car in the place where it like catches leaves, where your windshield wipers are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't see anything. I'm like, Gabe, calm down, dude, whatever. Stop being such a sissy. And then I guess it moved. The spider moved. And I just see two claw-like, blue legs.
Blue
and black legs. And I look, and it was like a crab. It was huge. It was a banana spider. And it's funny because he's like, "Man, last night I actually walked into a web, like by my car. And I think it was that spider's web." So he's like freaking out. Wait, so
what is a banana spider?
It lives in like fruit trees. I guess. I don't know. I feel like that's what I've been told. It's like it's these huge spiders. They're not cute. They're huge spiders. They live in like fruit trees. They're kind of popular in Florida because we have a lot of fruit trees. Yeah, fruit and trees. So he's freaking out. I'm like, "Stop being sissy, whatever." I look over, I see it. And I'm like screaming, I'm yelling. It was terrifying. It was huge. It was huge. So we parked, and one of our friends, who's way braver than us, he's a wild dude. I love him so much. He's the best. He like grabbed like a leaf from a tree. He like broke a branch off and like got it off. It was like an alien, dude. It was gigantic. I just hate spiders. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of spider. If it's like helpful to the environment or whatever, like a daddy long legs, just hate them. Don't know what it's about them. I don't know how people live in like Australia because they're like all over the place. Apparently, like huge spiders everywhere. Yeah, we're in hurricane season here in Florida. I don't know if you're not listening in Florida. You're probably like, "What the heck is hurricane season?" If you do live in Florida, it's a normal Sunday.
It's a Sunday. Yeah.
It's a Sunday. It's funny. Like yesterday, we were at an event for work. And when people at the event were making an announcement to a group of people, and they were like, yeah, we're getting this stuff ready for, just in case anything happens during storm season. We might even have a storm this week. And I was like, oh, that's the first I heard it. I had no idea.
Yeah,
and
someone casually mentioned it to me the other night. Like, hey, if the storm hits, come over for dinner. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, if you've grown up here, I feel like it's such a normal thing. Like unless
pre-COVID, hurricane parties were a thing.
Yeah. I just feel like if it isn't above a 2, like if it's above a 2, then I feel like people worry. But anything 2 and below, it's just like, no. Let's go to Disney. You know what I mean?
It's like, oh, lines will be short for sure.
Oh yeah, I was so mad. My biggest regret last year, there was a day the storm was supposed to come by. I had a feeling it was going to veer right. And I told all my friends, I'm like, we should go to Disney because Disney doesn't close, like unless it's like horrible. Yeah, it was still open. It hadn't closed at all. And so I'm like, well, we should go to Disney, like whatever. And I told like one of my friends, and her mom was like, absolutely not. You should not do that. And her husband was like, you should not do that. And my other friends that are also 6s on the Enneagram like me, they're very like paranoid. Were like, it was very not 6 of me to say it. But I was like, we should go. And they're like, no, like blah, 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 blah. The storm never came. It never came close. It like veered off. It was just wind and stuff. And I'm like, you guys. And the park was empty. Like empty. And like I was looking at the wait times on the app. It was like 7 doors mine train 5 minutes, which is like in Disney World speak, that's like ungodly. Like if you don't, it was crazy. The wait times were so. World. Why? Do you not like theme parks?
How much time do we have?
No, you don't like. Do you not like theme parks?
I mean, I like Universal. I used to have fun there, like going there when I was like in high school, or like I don't know. If someone now was like, "Hey, let's go." Like maybe I would go, but like I've been there, I've done it. Like I don't know why I would spend that much money to continually go somewhere that is pretty much the exact same every time, and is not fun, and it is not the most magical place on earth when I could like go buy a flight somewhere, literally anywhere else.
Yeah, I guess I can understand. I don't know. I think it's the people you go with too. Like, I think it's the experience, and the rides are so fun, but it's like and the food's so yummy.
For like 3 hours for a ride, it breaks down. You're in 110-degree weather. You're sweating. There's a stranger next to you sweating. The kid is puking on the ride. Then you just want some water, and they're like $8 for a bottle of water. So you go to the water fountain. It tastes like metal, and there's just like so many factors.
I feel like you did not have a good experience.
I've been so many times and never had a good experience.
You haven't gone with me. I know I say that. I know. And we've had this conversation. You say that's what everyone says. But the thing is, I don't wait in lines. I don't do the line thing. I don't wait in lines. I go to the thing. My friend Roman taught me this method where basically you go. Actually, I'm not going to reveal the method because everyone that's listening to this thing is going to know. I don't wait in lines. I would say 1 out of 10 rides I wait. I don't wait in lines. Like I don't. 1 out of 10 rides I wait in a line. Sorry. 9 out of 10 times I don't. So usually the wait time's like maybe 15 minutes for a ride. Actually won't ride a ride if I can't just get in the fast pass lane.
Well, that's the thing. It's just so hard. It's like, even if it's like a 30-minute wait, it's like 30-minute wait for a 2-minute ride.
It's worth it though. Listen, my crowning accomplishment at a Disney park is 2 days after that there was like a brand new ride that opened recently. It's like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway or whatever that opened up in Hollywood Studios. The wait time for it, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. And I always go ask. I have my method for asking. I always go ask. And we wait in the line maybe an hour at this point. The line time, total time was like 2.5, 3 hours. It was my friend's birthday. We were going for her birthday. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask. It's easy to ask if you have like 3 people or less. If you have over 3 people, it's hard. And we had like 12 people.
Oh my goodness.
And the ride was, I don't think there were fast passes for this ride. If they were already taken like months ago before, because you could reserve it or whatever. So I walk up to the dude. I use my method. And then so he was like, good. And I was like, oh, well, there's a lot of us. And he was like, how many? And I'm like, 12. And he looked at me like I was an idiot. And I was like, listen, I know that's the hard sell, but it's her birthday. And he was like, all right, just don't tell anybody. He let us. We got on that ride. And we waited like 5 more minutes. We got on the ride. And hands down, up there, best rides. I don't know if I'd say the best ride I've ever ridden because the Harry Potter rides at Universal are pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
And the new Hagrid ride at Universal is really, really dope. But this ride, definitely up there. I would say probably the best ride I've ever ridden because there were so many elements in it. It was the most beautiful ride in the world. All I had to say, I don't wait at Disney. I can't do it. And if I'm ever waiting in a line and I haven't asked to just get a fast pass, I get really angry because I'm like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I feel like if you just ask, and I see people go, and I'm just like, this is annoying. Now because of the pandemic, there's like no people in the park and like no wait times for anything.
I could maybe slightly enjoy that, or not completely hate it.
Yeah, but I'm saying you have to go like not during the summer too, and you have to bring your own water with you.
Yeah, and then it's just like
it's an experience.
So
There are.
I lose my car every time. I don't remember where I parked at Publix. How am I supposed to find it
at Disney World? Oh man, that breaks my heart.
Do you want to hear my secret of how I always find my car at Publix?
How?
Or at like a grocery store?
How?
I always park by a light post because when in doubt, if I can't find my car, I just check all the light posts, and sure enough, I'll be at one of them.
Boom! There's my car. Oh, get out my car! Vroom vroom.
So me and my sister used to be obsessed with that girl because we thought she was an absolute legend.
Yeah.
And my sister used to DM her every single day.
No, wait, really?
And she was like, do you do events?
Do you do events?
And it was that thing where it was one of those like times when it was really popular to like, do all those different Instagram challenges.
Yeah.
And my sister used to tag her in every single challenge. She never did one, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm really sad for your sister. That is funny though that she tagged her. Oh my gosh, what a legend. I wonder what she's doing now.
Tish Simmons, where you at? We'd love to know if you're listening to
this.
this.
You know her name.
Do I know her name?
Do I know her name? It's just funny because, like, what would she have done at the event? Just said, get out my car, get out my car.
Yeah, she'd walk up with a mic, the little speaker, and just go, broom, broom.
You know, this crazy thing that there's an era where people did, like, actually, people still do that. They have their yeah, whatever. They're like little one thing they do and they get hired for events. I'm like, what do they do for like the hour?
Well, that's the thing. Even if you I don't talk to them. I watch these people on YouTube who like were Vine famous or TikTok famous or whatever they're famous for. And they'll like just be out in public and people will run up to them. They're like, just say it. Do the one thing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. We love to see it. Well, guys, I think this is the end of our podcast. We're coming to the end of our time. Thank you so much for listening. Episode 3. Best, I don't know what our best episode is. There's only 3 of them.
Third time's a charm.
There it is. Third time's the charm. Anyways, like always, follow us on Spotify, follow us on Apple Podcasts, like and subscribe on YouTube. We put up our video podcast every Tuesday. And thanks again for listening, you guys.
Yeah,
you know what?
Friends.
Your support means the world to us. So anyway, until next week, stay safe.
Stay clean.
Wash your hands.
Say your prayers.
Jesus and germs everywhere.
It is.
I could not remember what it was. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Bye.